Hello everyone, it's me, Tav, and it's been a while since we've done one of these. This is just a quick overview of what's going on with the site and what the progress on the story looks like, and a couple of other things. So we'll just start by saying, obviously, the site's changed. This is the new homepage. This is what you come into. I'm actually really proud of it. I did all the art myself, all quotes, rather than using stock imagery, which I'm slowly starting to move away from. I'm trying to move towards my own drawings instead of stock art, but there's so much stock imagery in here that I don't know. That's going to take a while. So for now, this is what we have. And a few changes you'll find is this still does the same thing. It brings you down to the, we can click it, to here, you know. I don't know if this was here last time we looked, but this is my old tagline. I decided to carry it over because what the heck, I love it. Social media icons, obviously. The same testimonials. And that's what changed. So if you click read now, instead of going to another page, just scrolls you down the front page. So I've moved the story to the front page. Because one of my concerns was honestly that you had to click twice to get to anything. You had to click read now, and then you had to choose Wattpad or the site, and then you had to choose your arc, and then you had to start reading your chapter. That's not the case anymore. Too many clicks. So now you go straight down to, you can do, this one will take you straight to the first chapter. This one will take you to the lore page, which I don't have much on yet. In fact, all I have is the lore page and the blog. That has one or two posts on it. That's like personal and other things and stuff like that. But here's the arcs. They're right here now. I gotta update that. Right here. And there's your link to Wattpad if you so desire. So it's not like it's hidden. It's a little lower, but it's still there. And I put the Instagram feed. That's fine. So that's the biggest site change, I think. I think it's a pretty good one in the right direction of just accessibility. Because I kept wanting people to make those, choose where they want it to go. And instead it's like, well, why? Why when it's all right here? And you could just slap it on the front. So what happened to the other sections? As you can see, this front page has been drastically altered and reduced. And they're here. Ta-da! So these go to those links. They're still the same thing, but you go to the menu. You still get the trigger info. I should probably remove trigger, but it's a list of things that happen in the story that might not be for all audiences. I gotta put a little buffer there, but I was kind of just in a rush to get copied all over. Why a web series? It's virtually the exact same stuff. It's just on its own pages now. About the author, that's a really dated picture now. But that's me, and the sports series is, this shit. The other thing you'll notice up here is the RP writing game, something I need to come up with a name for. And if you've been paying attention on social media, I've been posting about this. I've been making videos for it. It needs a name. It needs an actual kind of in-universe fantasy-ish name. An amendment to this video down here, as well as what I was posting. I was going to start it on May 4th, which is this coming Monday, I believe. Is that what it is? Really? Yes. So I was going to start it on May 4th, and that's kind of sudden for me and everyone, considering I only started really rolling it out. So instead, we're going to start it on June 1, and it's going to be something I used. I kind of came up with thought of the idea that, it's Pride Month, and I haven't done anything for Pride, so we'll start this whole cool event for Pride Month. So June 1 is when prompts are going to start. I added the video to this page, and it does sound like crap, and that's okay. It was what a fiasco this whole project was, but it's done, it's out. I might make another one later. This one's really long. So, and that's after. I think we did it down to 17 minutes out of a half an hour recording. Here's the rules. Most of them are in the video. Most of them I've kind of explained via text. And this is my favorite part, is the class page. They're animated slightly. I didn't animate them themselves. I got a stock background. And honestly, these images are stock images that are overlaid on a stock background. But together, I feel like I've formed something kind of unique and interesting. So here's the gist behind it. I already explained. It's basically daily prompts, and you get to earn XP through daily prompts. You level up, you get points, you spend points to change your game, blah blah blah. You can choose your class. Well, you kind of have to choose your class to get XP, to level, to get points to play, to play. But anybody can engage with the daily prompts. But you have to be in the class. You don't have to be, but really, there's nothing saying you have to be actually registered to the game to play. The idea is, though, if you want to play and get the most out of it, you're going to want to pick a class. And here are the blood magic classes. There's 6 classes total. Here are the blood magic, which means they're mortal manipulations of void magic. There are still derivatives of the void, but they're very unique to mortals. So you got Automancer, people who, music-oriented, engineer, construction, and, engineer is pretty obvious. That's like the most straight up one. Warden, soldiers, physical fitness, blah blah blah. And I'm slowly pumping out their class videos. These aren't long, but they take like forever to put together. I'm actually using InVideo for these, which is a big help. It's actually helping streamline it, but there's always every once in a while some small thing gets lost, or when it's not there when I preview it, and then it's there when I look at it and play it to myself. Like engineer. I'm gonna look at that real quick. This title card, this page, this little stupid thing was misspelled so many times. Like, I kept fixing it, and then I would either move on or not export it or something like that, and NVIDIA wouldn't keep the change, so I'd just be like, oh, I fixed it, right? And then I'd just click export, and it would still say Egnanir or something like that. I forgot what it said. And I uploaded it twice that way. So yesterday, I actually had to re-upload everything, because this had a typo. This graphic was screwed up. It was in the wrong. I forgot what was happening, but it did something where it clipped into something else, and it made it all look terrible. Meanwhile, poor Warden was just fine. It was kind of, you can kind of tell I got a little annoyed while recording it, but hopefully it's still good. But then here we have the Void Magic. These are direct use of the Void. And we've got Shard Shaper, which is sculpting, Spawn Tamer, which is, animal husbandry and caring for animals and stuff like that. This focus mostly on, converting spawns of the Void to your side by their own choice, not by force or anything like that. Sigil Weaver is pretty much your art. It's writing, painting, drawing, stuff like that. And so far I only have one of these. The next video to go out will be Sigil Weaver. They're going in order of their days of the week. Engineers Monday, Spawn Tamers Tuesday, Warden's Wednesday, Sigil Weaver's Thursday, Audiomancer's Friday, just because I wanted it there for some reason, and Shard Shaper's Saturday, and there is no class. There's no Sunday class. And there's always room for expansion at any time if I so choose to grow it out. But yeah, we're in the process of adding short videos. They're about 1.5 minutes, all of them, each of them. And that's, I think, a pretty good length to it basically all it does is read this out and then adds a little more context to it in the realm of the story. So this is all kind of in universe. So also we put up a contact form. Does it work? Yes, it's very minimalistic. On the previews it shows it going all the way across the screen, but instead when I come to the site it's always like this. Oh, don't look at my email address. I'll have to blot that out. But yeah, so it's just off center. That annoys me because when I go to preview it, I can't center it because in the preview it's full screen width. It is contact form 7 on WordPress if anybody has any input on that. Blah 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 blah. And there's another thing I'm working on, but I really can't talk about it right now because it really is just some side fun project. Kind of expanding the universe type thing. Going back to the site. So we're on chapter 5 in this. I have not been connecting them correctly. And see, chapter 5 went up. Chapter 4's last part I never put it up. Chapter 5 doesn't even have its own section yet. It's that's stuff I have to do today. In fact, I will do that today and I'll call my day successful. But I'm also, I think what we're going to end up doing is readdressing this approach just in name wise, because I do like the shorter parts because I wanted to be like an individual chapter at a time, and I also wanted to again emulate the whole sort of not webtoon, but webcomic format where it's like four panels, 5 panels, and it's short to read. You get a lot out of it. And while of course these are going to be longer than that, I want to keep them short. It's basically like, oh, I want read a little contact scenes today, and they'll maybe spend 10 minutes reading it and then be done, if that's what they want. But I think what we're going to end up doing is creating in-universe stylized titles for the overarching chapters, and then give these parts individual playlist names. Okay? Because right now, this soundtrack is only 5 songs, and it's been going on since January. That's kind of blah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can't add. 13, 14, 15, and then there's an imaginary 16th over here. That's not set up yet. That should be 16 tracks. That's a reasonable album length. And in fact, because of the way this thing is posting, I'm already out a month. And I've got a month of schedule. And on the one hand, yay! But on the other hand, it's like, I kind of wanted to keep it 1 arc per year. So I'm thinking at some point it's going to have to blitz post a little, like twice a week or something like that, so it doesn't take forever. Because each of these is a week. But, it isn't even, it's almost June. June's halfway through the year. And the worst part is we're up to chapter 5, and the story is only just the plot is just kicking in. A lot of this is relationship stuff getting put back together, trying to figure out what's going on with people's lives. Chapter 5 actually starts dealing with, it expands on Sorry. It seeds the rest of the plot, which this chapter 6 is going to be, finally, these are kind of like a matter of days after each other, these chapters. Chapter 6 is going to skip it ahead a bit, and we're going to just start diving into it, because I want this to probably be around the same number of chapters as the other arc, which was 11. 12 is like the max, and I think we can make that happen, because if I jump in at 5, we can get the conflict rolling by 6, and just roll it out, and hopefully come to some kind of climax, and work it down, or something like that. Yeah, so I need to fix this up, because it's not updated. And there's nothing on the changelog, and I've been doing the live editing, and I have not relayed that information to the changelog, but then again, it's all been Emerald Adagio, or not Emerald, it's been all Violet Prelude instead of, we haven't gotten here yet, we haven't gotten to this bit yet. All of what I've edited so far is just, we're up to chapter 8, which means we're actually almost done. We've only gotten one part through chapter 8, in editing, and chapter 8 is like 5 pages. I don't know how long it is. Let's go take a look. So it's Violet Prelude. So it's 8 out of 11. These have all been gone over to the best of, I believe, my ability. I think Blood Red Skies or simply one of these two actually we're on this one. I think this one got the shaft a little because I dipped in and out. I kind of wasn't sure what I was doing, so I was, I guess, partially confused some of the time. So anyway, if we click on Blood Red Skies, a lot of Kaitax talking. It's 4 pages. So I figure as long as I can get through 1 page per stream, because if you look at my videos, the last stream took 2.5 hours, and we only got through this page. But we went so far off topic. We started talking about Silas's source material. More on that on May 22nd, actually. So, if you want to tune in, I'll be streaming, say, the re-release of Saints Row 3, and that's kind of an important thing if you care about anything about the lore. But, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Not much else to report. Like I said, there's another thing going on, but I'm not going to speak on it just yet. Because I have to make sure I can execute it properly. I have half of it executed, but the other half has not been executed yet. And, so yeah, I'm not going to even say a word until I get it all out. I get the first part out all at once, so. That's it for now. Hope this was a slightly informative update, or whatever. Haven't done any of these in a while. So, hopefully this was okay. I think the next thing I'll be back with is honestly the next part of Chapter 8's live reading. That's probably going to be the next thing I update. That's probably going to be later tonight. And unless I decide to do the Spawn... Nope. Who's next? Sigil Weaver? Yeah, Sigil Weaver. Unless I do the Sigil Weaver vid, I'll be streaming the next page of Chapter 8 tonight. I had to think of that. Oh, I should probably, nah, I've got a whole Google Docs, not Google Docs, the Google, Sheets that I need to, I have it all set up for May, all the prompts. I gotta push that forward to June. And that's actually cool because June 1st is a Monday, so I get a full month. Like, if I started May 4th, we would have missed a few days, and then it would have ended, when does it end? May would be, we'd lose we'd lose the first 3 days, and then we'd lose the Sunday, so we'd lose 4 days in May to play. We get the full month of June to work through the cycle, so that's exciting. Anyway, that's enough. We'll see how this went. I recorded it on my OBS system, so who knows if it's going to sound okay. Hopefully it will. And, yeah, instead of streaming, I'm using it to record a video. Ha 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 ha. Alright, so my name's Tab. This has been a quick update on the Cataxians, and I'll be talking to you again soon. Later.